Why is everyone misunderstanding the true purpose of cryptocurrency? Think about the device you are using to watch this video right now. It is not just a phone or a laptop. It is a gateway to a massive network of interconnected applications. Now, think about Bitcoin. Most people look at Bitcoin and see a digital version of gold. It sits there, it holds value, and it does one specific thing very well. It is essentially like a high-powered, unhackable calculator. It excels at the math of money, but that is its limit. But what if you could take that secure blockchain technology and turn it into something more like a smartphone? What if you could build a decentralized network capable of running any computer application ever invented without relying on a single corporate middleman? That is the exact vision that analyst Raoul Pal recently shared on X, where he described a future where the entire global financial and technological infrastructure migrates to a single decentralized environment. We are talking about the entire new layer of the internet, a global operating system where no single entity, whether it is Google, Amazon, or a massive government, owns the servers or controls the data. So, how do vending machines eliminate the need for trust and business? To understand how this global computer works, we have to look at the engine behind it all, which is the smart contract. If you have ever used a traditional contract, you know it requires lawyers, signatures, notary publics, and a whole lot of hoping that the other person doesn't change their mind or disappear into thin air. Ethereum fixes this by replacing the middleman with pure, unchangeable computer logic. The easiest way to picture a smart contract is to imagine a standard vending machine. In a traditional store, you have to talk to a clerk, hand them your money, and wait for them to give you your item. The clerk can be slow, they can give you the wrong change, or they can simply refuse to serve you. A vending machine removes the clerk entirely. The rules are pre-programmed directly into the machine. If you insert the correct amount of money and you press the button for your favorite snack, then the machine automatically drops the snack into the bin. It is a completely automated system. It doesn't care who you are, it doesn't try to negotiate, and it cannot lie to you. Ethereum takes this exact if-then logic and applies it to literally anything you can code. For example, imagine renting an apartment in the future. Instead of dealing with a real estate agent and a pile of paperwork, a smart contract handles the transaction. The rule is simple. If you deposit the rent money into the blockchain contract on the first of the month, then the digital key to the apartment is automatically sent directly to your smartphone. In my view, this is the absolute death blow to traditional bureaucracy. We spend billions of dollars every year globally just paying middlemen to verify that people are doing what they promise to do. Smart contracts eliminate that entire friction point. Once the code is deployed to the blockchain, it cannot be altered, it cannot be paused, and it cannot be ghosted by a human being. It creates a level playing field where code is law, and that is a massive win for efficiency and transparency. Alright? So can an entire web of apps exist without a corporate master? Once you understand that you can write these automated rules for anything, the next logical step is combining them to build decentralized applications, or dApps for short. Right now, almost every app you use on your phone lives on a corporate cloud server. If you use a social media app, a ride-sharing app, or a banking app, you are completely at the mercy of the company that owns those servers. They can change the rules, sell your data, or shut down your account whenever they want. Ethereum acts as the foundational layer that allows developers to build apps that live on a decentralized network instead of a corporate headquarters. Just like Microsoft Windows or Apple's iOS provides the developer tools and the environment to build software, Ethereum provides the global marketplace and security infrastructure for an entirely new decentralized ecosystem. This has already given rise to decentralized finance, or DeFi, where people can borrow, lend, and trade millions of dollars globally every single day without ever interacting with a traditional bank or credit check system. But it goes far beyond just finance. Gaming platforms, supply chain tracking systems, and digital identity protocols are all migrating onto this shared framework. This is where the true value of the network becomes apparent, and it is why comparing it to simple payment tokens misses the entire point. We are moving away from a corporate controlled internet and moving toward a user owned internet. When you build a business on a traditional cloud platform, you are renting space on someone else's land. When you build a dApp on Ethereum, you are building on a truly public utility. This is the definition of a digital sovereignty, right? So, the next question is, why is Ether considered the digital oil of the modern tech era? Now, let's address the token itself, Ether or ETH. A lot of people make the mistake of trying to spend ETH like a regular currency, but its primary purpose is much more interesting. ETH is essentially the digital oil or the gasoline that keeps the giant global company running. Every single time a smart contract executes a line of code, whether it is a small payment, a game move, or a complex financial trade, it requires computing power from the thousands of independent computers around the world that keep the network alive. To compensate these operators for their electricity and hardware, a small network fee is required. This fee must be paid in native ETH. It is essentially the electricity bill for using the global computer. If you want the vending machine to drop the snack, you have to pay for the power required to spin the motor. Therefore, the more people who build and use decentralized applications, the more demand there is for the underlying fuel. This economic model is brilliant because it ties the value of the asset directly to the actual utility of the network. It isn't just rising or falling based on arbitrary social media hype. Its value is deeply anchored in the sheer volume of global activity happening on the blockchain. It is an asset that gets consumed through use, creating a structural supply and demand dynamic that traditional fiat currencies simply cannot compete with. Alright? So, our final question right here is, what does the future look like under a unified global system? When we step back and look at the entire picture, it becomes clear that we are witnessing the construction of a fundamentally new architectural framework for global society. This technology is moving out of the experimental phase and solidifying into a robust, institutional-grade infrastructure that will redefine how we manage ownership, trust, and data. As an overall conclusion, the true revolution of this digital era isn't just about changing the form of our money. It is about changing the structure of our institutions. By transforming the blockchain from a simple calculator into a dynamic global operating system powered by smart contracts, we are building a world where trust is automated and code is absolute. This shifts power away from centralized, rent-seeking gatekeepers and returns it to the builders and users of the network. Whether we are automating real estate transactions, reinventing global finance, or securing digital identities, this decentralized computer is the foundation upon which the next century of innovation will be built. Alright, this finally ends our video. Thank you very much for watching and see you on the next one. Or you might just as well check this recommended or suggested video right here.